My name is Olivia McLennan, and I am the campaign manager for Team Gebru. So Sam and I went to elementary school together, and he started wearing full suits to school at age 12. And so when I heard he was running for office, I knew I had to be involved. I'm on Team Gebru because I want the City Council to work for all of Cambridge's residents, and that's one of Sam's main goals. He's working for an inclusive Cambridge and one that works for everyone of all ethnicities and genders and socioeconomic status. We're honored to be joined tonight by Sam's second grade teacher, Neely. She will be introducing him, so I'll give the floor to her.
Well, I'm very honored to be here. Many years ago, I think it was about 18, as a first and second grade teacher at the Cambridge Port School, my classroom included a bright-eyed, energetic boy named Samuel Gebru. Sam was a force to be reckoned with in the classroom. He was full of energy and insatiable curiosity, alight with ideas and questions. New to the school as a second grader, he was eager to forge relationships with peers and adults alike. One time, my mother came to volunteer in the classroom, and he engaged in talking with her enough she still remembers him from that one day in the classroom. I said, "Sam's ready for council." Oh, that's wonderful. While I am honored to be asked to introduce him at this event, I can't actually say that I'm surprised that Sam is seeking political office, given that even as a young boy, he loved to help others, loved to connect with people, and yes, loved to be in charge. Several years ago, I was delighted to see a Facebook friend request from Sam. The last time I'd seen him had been at his 8th grade portfolio presentation, where that eager second grader had become a serious and focused 8th grader, proudly presenting his work and fielding questions with aplomb. Of course, I accepted his friend request and looked at his page, wondering what my former student, now an adult, had been doing with his life. Isn't that what anybody else here a teacher? Right? You always wonder, like, what happens to my kids? Right? Wow, it was thrilling to see. He had been proudly building on his Ethiopian heritage to become an entrepreneur, a businessman, forging connections. I could also see that he was deeply involved in giving back to the Cambridge community through his work at community centers. So every teacher's dream, a former student, an immigrant whose family came to our country seeking a better life, not only becomes a creative, successful businessman, but also works to better the world around him. Sam Gebru represents the highest aspirations of the Cambridge Public Schools, and it is my honor to introduce him tonight.
Hello, everyone. Thank you so much for being here. My name is Samuel Gebru, and I'm proud to announce I'm running for City Council. So, Neely, thank you so much. Neely, and I want to recognize my other former teacher, Dan Monahan. Neely Perlmutter and Dan Monahan and many others have shaped my life. You guys have helped me understand the world beyond our city, and I want to thank you so much for helping that. So, thank you. So, I also want to recognize my mother, who's somewhere in the audience right there. I'm Lisette. As a single mother, single-handedly raised me in Cambridge, and I'm not the man I am today had it not been for her. So thank you. And I also want to recognize my friends from the Cambridge School Committee, Emily Dexter and Patty Nolan. Where are you, Patty? Over there in the back. So thank you so much. So I moved to Cambridge when I was 3. I was born in Sudan to Ethiopian parents. Like 1/3 of our city's population, I'm an immigrant. When I came to this country, I immediately fell in love with Cambridge. I grew up in this neighborhood, first on Western Ave and then on Memorial Drive. We're here today at the Cambridge Community Center because this is where I spent my childhood, in after-school and summer camp programs. This is an 88-year-old nonprofit organization. It is a staple in this community, a frontline organization to serving children, youth, and families throughout our city. And today I'm proud to serve the organization as a member of the board of directors. So that's why I wanted to bring you here today. This is home for me. When I was 13 years old, an 8th grade student at Cambridgeport, I learned that I had a voice. I learned that I could organize my community and make an impact in the world around me. As a 13-year-old, I learned about the horrors of obstetric fistula. It's a childbirth injury common in developing countries like my native Ethiopia that's impacting about 2 million women across the world. It's a devastating childbirth injury that no one talks about because it's a women's issue. But I organized my friends as a 13-year-old, and we were able to sponsor 11 women for their free fistula repair surgeries. And this was a tremendous feat. We had no experience, we had no leadership skills whatsoever, but we were determined as young people to make an impact. This was when I learned I have a voice, that I can make a difference. And I started my advocacy with maternal health because I believe that every woman, no matter where she is, no matter what she believes in, has the right to safe childbirth. I took my advocacy to high school. When I was a sophomore at Ringen Latin, I founded Youth View Cambridge. It's the student-run television news program that still exists today. And I established it to give my peers an outlet to express their thoughts and their ideas on the world around them. Later, when my friends came up to me and said, "We don't have a Muslim holiday on the Cambridge Public Schools calendar," I thought, what a neat idea. So as a senior, my parting gift to Cambridge Ringen Latin was to advocate with Mark McGovern on the school committee to create a Muslim holiday on the Cambridge Public Schools calendar, because I believe that everyone, regardless of what you believe in, should have the opportunity to honor their religious traditions in Cambridge. As a high school student, I was honored to serve for 3 years on the Cambridge Family Policy Council. It's an official city board chaired by the mayor. It recommends policies on children, youth, and families to the city council and the city manager. I was the first youth to serve on the executive committee. It meant that I was in monthly meetings with the mayor and our city department heads advocating for children, youth, and families in my neighborhood and all 13 neighborhoods of our city. This opportunity provided me with access to serve on 3 official delegations on behalf of the city of Cambridge to New Orleans and to Washington, D.C., where we met with thousands of other municipal leaders at the National League of Cities. I'm honored to have had these opportunities, and they have helped shape me to be the man I am today and to be the leader I am today. I'm running for Cambridge City Council to make sure that no one in all of our 13 neighborhoods gets left behind as we plan for our shared future. My campaign motto is building an inclusive Cambridge. An inclusive Cambridge is one where no one gets left behind. An inclusive Cambridge is one where you have a voice at the city council, where there's someone sitting there advocating on your behalf, where all residents feel like they are stakeholders in our city's success. Unfortunately, that's not the case right now. Some of our residents feel left behind. Some of our neighborhoods feel left behind. We cannot let this happen, and on my watch, it won't happen. Income inequality and affordable housing are the two single most biggest issues in Cambridge, and I want to tackle these issues. And it's about creating opportunities. It's about creating access. It's about providing people with a leg up to be productive members of our society. While we live in the city that is home to Kendall Square, the most innovative square mile in the country, and perhaps even in the world, 30% of Cambridge Housing Authority residents lack access to the internet. This is unacceptable. I will work to create and build upon our existing public-private partnerships with institutions like Harvard and MIT and the private sector to make sure that Cambridge residents have access to the internet. It is not acceptable that people in this day and age, in a city of our vast resources, do not have access to the internet. Our goal as a city should be 100% internet access for every Cambridge resident. You know, 50 miles south of here, Governor Gina Raimondo in Rhode Island is doing some incredible work. She has launched a statewide Computer Science for All initiative. Her promise is that by December 2017, by the end of this year, every child in Rhode Island will be learning age-appropriate computer science. Rhode Island is doing this with Microsoft. If Rhode Island can do this with a company that has its regional headquarters in our city, why can't we? All right? When I'm a member of the City Council, we will do it. As your next city councilor, I will build robust partnerships with our private sector, with our nonprofits, with our school committee, and make sure that every child in Cambridge has the opportunity to learn computer science, that every child in Cambridge is afforded with 21st century skills, and that our city becomes home to the most computer literate population in the country. That can happen. Small businesses remain the backbone of our national economy. Unfortunately, we regulate small businesses far more than we regulate big businesses. When I'm elected to the City Council, I will work to create a small business resource center. Small businesses need access to information, they need access to capacity building, and they need access to city services. And it's important that the City of Cambridge remains a place where you can start a business, thrive, and grow. No matter if you are a third-generation mom-and-pop shop or you're the next young entrepreneur to come out of low-income housing, Cambridge must be a place where all small businesses have the access and the support of the City Council. 13% of Cambridge families live in poverty. All right? 78% of low-income working households struggle to pay their rent in Cambridge. Of families headed by single women in Cambridge, nearly a third live in poverty. For a city with as many resources as we have, that is unacceptable. All right? Right now, 4% of available rental housing for 2 or more bedrooms is available to those making $75,000 or less a year. We have to do better. We're displacing people out of Cambridge right now. Our housing market is not inclusive. We have to change that. I want to build more housing throughout our city in key areas like Alewife, Porter Square, Central Square, and Kendall Square, focusing on mixed use and mixed income housing to make sure that we're not displacing people. When I was in high school, every year, more and more of my classmates were having to leave Cambridge. More and more of my classmates had to be displaced from their education and from their neighborhoods. They could not afford to live in this city. we were pricing them out, and we're not meeting the demand that we have in our city. So when I'm on the city council, we will work to have more low and middle income housing. We will work to innovate and make sure that we are serving these people. It's unacceptable, especially as a person like me who grew up in Cambridge with a single mother. I fit into some of these statistics. It's unacceptable. We need people. We need people on the city council who are going to advocate for these issues. We need people on the city council who are going to take the time to travel through all 13 neighborhoods of our city. We need people on the city council who will take the time to answer and return your phone call. And that's what I will do when I'm elected. You know, this is our moment. Together we can build an inclusive Cambridge. And it starts in this room at this minute, all right? This is the moment we've all been waiting for. Certainly it's the moment I've been waiting for, right? Tell me that, right? Yes! I want to build an inclusive Cambridge, a Cambridge where no one gets left behind, a Cambridge where millennials like me can one day afford to live and start a family, a Cambridge where no family gets left behind, a Cambridge where families can afford to live, and a Cambridge where opportunities are afforded, especially to our most marginalized citizens. And it's only going to happen if you get involved. We have calls to make. We have doors to knock. We have funds to raise, and on November 7th, we have #1 votes to cast for me. And I can only do it if you support me. So we're all going to need to stand together and work to make Cambridge a better place. It starts in this room. It starts with you. And I'm going to get elected because I know that you have my back. So thank you very much for being here today. We're going to... We have less than 6 months to go, but with you, I know it's possible. So please keep in touch, because I will too. And let's make this happen, all right? So I need your #1 vote on November 7th, and between now and then, I need your back, all right? Thank you.